So yeah. Oh, hey guys, how you doing? Didn't see you there. Welcome. This is the R129 live stream, or so I'm told. We are Shrouded the Avatar. We're a free-to-play game, and we have over 400 scenes to explore. You could follow us here on Twitch or on Facebook at Shroud of the Avatar, Twitter, Shroud of Avatar, or via our RSS feed on our website, shroudoftheavatar.com. We try to have at least one live stream a month, providing updates on game development as well as upcoming events and sales. Today we will have at least two prizing giveaways. To enter, type the phrase Hearth and Harvest into any in-game chat, that's including whispers, or make a purchase on the website. Players can enter the phrase in-game anytime prior to or during the live stream up to the drawings, or make a purchase on the website to enter. We will add a round of prize drawings for each hype train level completed by the folks watching the stream in Twitch. So folks in Twitch, go ahead, get a type stream going to show the folks how it's done. Okay, so let's see here. We are about 3/4 of the way through the year of our 11th year of monthly updates for the game. This month was a polish release where we fixed bugs and added a few quality of life type things as much as we can, while we work on the bigger stuff for the content release that'll be coming up soon. So this month, well, actually, no, let me pause right there and so we'll introduce ourselves. My name is Steven, and I go by Ravalox in game. I am pretty much a chief cook and bottle washer for the game. I do all sorts of different duties and tasks, including developing the game and managing the operations. Who do we have next to me?
I am Allium. I handle the bug forum and release notes and patch notes and some small dev work, bug fixes, crafting, making new items, some small world building scene fixes, a few.
So far,
Still learning.
we'll get you set up with a scene and get doing a whole zone one day, whenever you're ready. Okay, so let's see here. This month we have Kodos on sale on the website for 20% off. The rolling 2-hour in-game Crown Store sales will be 30% off, and in-game deed upgrades are 20% off all through the 5th of September. So when I say through the 5th of September, that pretty much means that somewhere early morning on the 6th, I'll be putting a patch in place that turns off the sales. So you got all the way through the 5th to go ahead and use those, leverage those sales for you. September's login reward will be a tabletop potted red thorn flower. And let me get back onto the right screen.
It's dark.
Yeah, that's what I want. Set game. There we go. All right, now this is a much larger version of it, but we have a tabletop potted red thorn flower here that is going out as a login reward starting August 1st, and then will also be in the Crown Store along with a whole bunch of other stuff, which we'll get to in a little bit. Subscribers will get an additional login reward of a Dark Gothic bench, a Dark Gothic king-size bed, which is also dyeable, a dyeable umbrella, and then we also have new subscription tiers to talk about. So we'll go into that in a second or two as well. So before we go anywhere else, what I've been doing lately is setting up the prizes in our developer scene that we have out here, so you guys can see what's on the chopping block today. So basically, we have a 3-pack of palm trees fountain palm trees. And then there's this umbrella, which I'm going to go ahead and equip. This one here.
It doesn't look like much until you do the emote.
Yeah, and which emote is that one?
/ open umbrella.
There we are. It's a nice fancy umbrella, courtesy of Allium.
And both the blue background and the scroll work are separately dyeable.
There you go. Let's hover over that. So, yeah, primary and secondary dye. All right. So that's one of the prizes. Then we have this large red thorn bursting up out of the ground, and the prison dungeon entrance. This is a pattern, so you have to have an existing dungeon entrance. You can craft the use the craftable dungeon entrance and then apply the pattern to it, and it will come out looking like this. And then, of course, the grand prize for the day is a village-sized Viking inn. I should probably close the umbrella. Is that a closed umbrella?
Yep. And then you just walk around with it like a cane.
Nice. Okay. So, just to give an idea of what kind of floor plan you have in here. So veteran players have seen this before. All the other floors above the first one have rooms in them, like as if it's an inn. I'm gonna go up to the top. It's all pretty much the same stuff there. I don't know if this one has roof access though. No, it doesn't. All right, so from here, I want to actually go over to hometown and point out where the section is where you can go to check out the stuff that's in the Crown Store, the recently added stuff. This is handled by Lainey. She puts in a heck of a lot of time in this stuff. All right, so we gotta make it morning again. All right, so if you get you go to hometown, and all you have to do is go to the sign, and you will see an area for the new Crown Shop items. Go ahead and choose that one, and it will bring you right to where the display is. Excuse me. So, as previously noted, there's the tabletop potted red thorn flower. We have a whole varying number of sizes that are going to be going into the Crown Store there. Here you can see this is the dark Gothic bench and the dark Gothic king-size bed. And the umbrellas and stuff like that. So, and then last month we added in these glyphs and rugs and this stuff over here. So everything that's recent in the store is displayed on this lot, and that's updated every month. Said Lainey takes care of that. Sometimes we put in a lot of stuff, and sometimes we put in an average amount of things. So sometimes she's out here like all weekend doing it. So there you go. So if you want to check things out, hometown, is the place to go to see the things that are added to the Crown Store recently, or if you want to check out any of the homes, thus the name Hometown.
Yeah, I think she might not have been entirely happy with me when I added a bunch of horses.
So this zone here has all the houses in it that are available in the game, and in fact, this island is a little bit too small for everything. So there's some overflow.
Yep,
You would
at the main docks, there's a couple of boats that are color-coded.
right, and I don't. Is there one that
Turn to the other way.
says?
Look for the white and green. There.
Oh, there it is. Yep, legacy homes. So that's all the overflow stuff. And eventually we will be making a larger hometown island that will be sufficient to handle everything we have, plus all the new stuff that we plan on doing. So we do plan on putting in new buildings, new houses, and things like those things.
And there's another boat at the main dock with the white and green sail that's just to a scene with all the basements. So that they're easy to check out.
So, as with everything, it's a work in progress. All sorts of stuff getting added in here. It just takes time. All right, so I will now do a pit stop into Castle Atos, see how strong the buff is right now. So how y'all doing out there today? See raids coming in. Is that mighty? All right. What can use some text string, Stymie? All right. I see the question up there for. I see the question up there for the cap on meticulous collection. I do not believe that that is accurate. I'm not
I have no idea.
sure. Yeah, we would have to go and research on that one. That could I vaguely remember. Was that in the Ask a Dev? Do you know?
No, he just asked it here in stream.
Okay, because for some reason I remember seeing that one just recently. So I don't know if I just happened to see it in chat or not. That is a perfect Ask a Dev question. It's asking about the specifics on the mechanics of something to see if they're accurate or not. And if you do Ask a Dev space, it's Ask a Dev all one word space, and then the question in universe chat, that will send that question into a specific channel in our internal chat, so that way we could look at it and figure out what's going on, and then we'll post an answer for it or answer it on stream. Yes. Okay. Yeah. No. Don't worry about it. There's a lot of specific stuff in this game, so. Yeah. If you can do it as an Ask a Dev, then that'll get it onto our radar, and we could go ahead and poke around at that and see what we can find out what the answer is. Yeah, I'm not seeing that there. We'll look at the Ask a Dev questions later on too and see what we can answer on stream. Get back up here. Okay. Oh, let's see. I am in Castle Atos. Last night, people were asking why I was in Castle Atos and where I was and stuff like that. Just hanging out up there. I figure if I'm going to hang out, I might as well hang out in Castle Atos to increase the number of people in the scene by one. So that way it gets closer to a max buff for folks. All right, and we're gonna see what's so we're still at oh, it's at maximum now. So if anybody else is in the game, they should probably come over here. Plenty of people in the game, probably all busy doing stuff. All right, so we'll go wander over to Harvest and show off that zone while we're talking. All right, so I'm just going down my list of points to talk about, and show more garbage. Okay, got all that stuff in there. Okay, good. Okay. All right, so as I said before, the prize phrase is Hearth and Harvest. We got about half an hour before we do our drawings, and we'll be doing 2 drawings. If we extend the stream past the hour, then we will do 2 more drawings after that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go into Harvest, as was suggested. Show off that scene. All right, so the main topic for today really is the new subscription tiers. We've actually completed that work, tested it, made adjustments based on player input from last month, and it is now live. And I will see what I can do about showing those pages on the website as well. Which I should do. Yeah. We're making some more changes to make it easier to get to the screen. Let me maximize this. All right, there we go. All right, so before there was just the one tier of subscriptions for the $9. Now we have 2 additional tiers, one for 18 and one for 27. You guys will who were here last month probably heard this whole story before. So basically, if you go into the tier 2 or tier 3 subscription level, you'll see I've highlighted in green the differences between the different subs. So you get 2,000 kodos for the $18, plus 6 of the choose any 6 of the obsidian potions, which are listed below as well. And then up here you'll see on the top one it's 3,500 crowns and 9 of the potions. So all the details are on the page as usual. The subscriptions include the monthly potions, the crowns, the every 3 months you get a title, a die pack every 6 months, and the titles are also listed down below. We have more titles, but we're not putting them on. There's just so many of them, and going so far into the future. So as we get closer, we'll add more of those titles up onto the screen. And then, of course, there's details on there about how the cycle actually works, things like that. So if you're a subscriber right now, let's say at the $9 level, and you want to upgrade to the 18 or 27, you would go in there onto your account, which I'm not going to hit because this is my account, and then go into your subscription tab, and it'll have a button on there to cancel or update the subscription. Go ahead and hit that. It's going to cancel the subscription right up front, and then all you have to do is re-up. You just go through and select which option you want, which level, and put in your billing information. We don't save billing information, so you'll have to re-enter your card. The way subscriptions work with the financial processing people is that the information is sent to them when the subscription is set up, and then after that, they actually have it as it's a subscription. So we don't have to, submit your credit card information every time we bill every month. Therefore, we don't have to hold on to that information. So, and yeah, PayPal should work fine. You have PayPal and direct credit card are your options for payment. So I know PayPal's been giving people issues, but it has not been causing any problems for people with subscriptions. So I'm not sure what the deal is with PayPal as far as larger purchases, like if you buy the 10,000 Kodo pack. Some of our players in Europe have complained that PayPal rejects the transaction. And this appears to be sporadic, so really don't know what the deal is there. Okay. Um, that's interesting. $1 a month entry level subscription. Yeah,
Not sure if that would
it's
even cover the processing fees. However, if
yeah.
you have $1 a month, you can buy Kodos from other players.
Mhm. Yep, yep. Um, yeah, the I think was the lowest Kodo purchase we have on the website. I think is $9, right? So let me
Yeah.
go to the store. Let's take a look at this for a second. Take a walk through that. All right, so yeah, so it's they're on sale right now for $8. You're normally $10. I mean, you could do bank upgrades for $4. So every once in a while, if you wanted to do that, that gives you 100 bank slots and is a lot easier to do than in game because in game it kind of makes you go over and over and over again if you're going to do it through Kodos. Um,
Yeah. In-game is definitely cheaper at first, but it keeps getting more expensive. So do a bunch of upgrades in-game, and then when it starts to get too expensive in-game, you switch to the website.
yep, exactly. So, all right, cool. All right, and I see a few people are actually taking advantage of the subscription tiers right now. Get notices when you guys sign up or cancel or do whatever. So, all right, let's see. All right, so
Blair,
that's
that might actually be possible. We would have to look at it. Stick that in the wish list, please.
oh yeah, put a dungeon upgrade on the website, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, if a bank upgrade works, why not?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, good point.
Worth looking at.
Yeah, no, that's definite. Yeah, please wish list that because that sounds like it's going to be easy to do. All right, yeah, yeah, anything we could do for that type of stuff. And I have a bigger project that's still there that needs to be done where I have to go through um, everything. We used to sell everything on the store, right, on the web store, so it was all for cash. And then we brought it into the game and have you get the in-game currency and then buy the stuff in game and added complexity, because yay, complexity. But one of the things I wanted to do was go in and reactivate the web store during live streams only. So basically, this way I could control the prices on things, and I could do some ad hoc sales on specific items, and in general have the anything I put up on the web store be more attractive to go buy it than spending your Kodos on. So it would be more cost effective if you just went and got the thing on the website. This is fundraiser type of thing. Obviously, we need to find ways to raise money for the game. The game being free to play as it is, the way it's set up, the way we go out of our way to make sure that everything, well, not everything, but most things can be crafted that literally you could go through this game and play without spending a penny if you wanted to. I mean, all the players are selling crowns, so you don't even really technically have to buy a crown. You could go to another player and buy a crown from them for gold, and there's a whole economy that goes around that. But of course, if nobody buys anything from us, then the game won't have any funding. I said this during the DJ session on yesterday when we were deploying the game, which is another topic I should probably mention. Uh, I mentioned that we're not going out of business here, right? The multi-tier subscription has been asked for a long time. The players, even now you're still saying, give us more ways to support you. Okay, so we'll do what we can to find more ways for you to give us money, um, and but without that, then obviously we still have bills to pay, devs to pay their salaries and stuff like that. So as it is right now, the team is extremely small. That slows down the rate of development. We're still developing. We're still doing this stuff. We're still adding new content, working on new features and all that neat stuff, new quests coming in, all that stuff. It's still on the table. But the amount of time it's going to take to do that stuff will now take a lot longer because we have so few people. If we find a way to bring in more money, some kind of funding drive, and get the cash up in the bank account, then we could hire more developers and more world builders, more quest people, more of everything. So, um, oh, are they? Oh, okay, that's lovely. Um, let's move this over here. Gotta love Windows. All right, there you go. Now you shouldn't see that. All right, thanks, Flair, for mentioning that. Um, so anyway, with all that said, that's what where we are now, and we still have plans. 2025. There's a whole slew of things I want to try to get done in 2025, and there are, in theory, major changes coming. So we'll see how that plays out. And of course, a lot of this is relying on you guys to continue to support the game. So thank you very much for supporting the game.
Is that what that ringing sound was?
Oh yeah. So maybe I can shut this off. Yeah, hopefully that'll stop that mess too. Sorry. I'm just used to all the background noises, so sorry about that. Let me know if it keeps happening. Yeah, silly Steven, that's right. I'm a silly, silly dev. Too many things to do at once. So I'm doing my best. Well, maybe almost my best. So I could always push it a little bit harder, I guess. But here, let's slew around and harvest for a little bit here. So harvest is a wonderful fall themed zone. I'm trying to get away from calling things scenes because new players don't know what a scene is, although it's technically accurate. So we're doing our part for renewable energy.
Yeah, that house right past it is a little sketchy, though.
Which one?
Turn back to the windmills and go down that way and past the
Oh, that one there?
straight forward. Nope, nope, up the hill, past the windmills. There. That's suspicious. You talk to a child in Harvest, and they might send you into that house, and you might not come out.
Oh, oh boy. I vaguely remember going here to find some trees to make.
Yes. That was a request from me. It was fall trees.
Yeah.
I wish listed a bunch of them, and you did 2 of them, I think. So there could be more this year.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely in the next month or so. Well, actually, in the next month, so it's gotta make sure I do that. So I don't know. Let me know if there's a preference on which tree needs to be made into an autumn version.
Yep, there's a a whole post in the deco wish list that's in the forums for those trees, and I don't think all of the ones in there were from me, actually. Maybe it could be something other players have requested. I think the mature apples that are in Brittany Fields were requested. That might be
Oh,
good for this time of year.
yeah, that sounds good. Right. Interesting little hut. Oh, child.
That's a suspicious child. It might just send you into a haunted house.
Well, I'm not talking to him. Hey, Nico. All right. Yeah, I like to see. Very pleasant. What's the other one that's always foggy?
Brookside.
That's like a fall type scene too, right?
Yeah, somewhat. It's hard to tell what season it is when everything's gray.
All right.
I
Have
do
to.
wonder sometimes if players would like Harvest as a pot template. It's the same sculpt as the normal, or the original Pact Slayer one that got used so much, but it's got the different coloring and the leaves on the ground. And
That's a good point. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. That's a You guys may remember that. We look at all the pumpkins. We
I
smash
think those are just
pumpkins.
being used as deco. Some people like a lot of pumpkins, and they're not even going to harvest them. They just want them out there. Nerd vs. Jim, that is the Cavalier hat, which was one of the original tour guide quest rewards from like release 10, maybe.
I think that was brought up again about wanting to make the the tour quests available again.
Well, it never stopped. There is a grand tour currently active and has been for years. It starts with automatons that basically give new players a tour of all the places that the lunar rifts can take them,
Hmm.
and they get the Shardfall cloak for that.
Ah, that's right. Yep. Where where does that quest start? Is that the one that starts on?
It can start at any automaton that is on the tour. So Owl's Head would be a good choice. He's right by the town crier.
Well, no. Let's go there for a second. Show them where that is, just in case they haven't not been to that yet. Oh, does Al said one word?
Nope.
I think it is.
Apostrophe.
Um, I didn't take the apostrophe. The apostrophe is in the display, but in the
Ah,
the low level thing, the short alias to the thing is one word. Um, yeah.
oh, so you're at the moon tower. No, go the other way. Yep. Past the moon tower and then left up the hill to the gate. Sorry, no. Actually, turn right when you hit the road. Yeah, down the hill. And there's the stables ahead of you.
Right, there he is. Owl's Head tour guide. Hey, look, I completed the Grand Tour.
You must have the cloak.
Yes. Woo. So yeah, so this is definitely an easy place to go to do that. The trickiest one to get to, I think, is the one that's in the Isle of Storms, right?
That's a secret.
Is it a secret that it exists there?
I'm not sure.
I think it's just a secret on how to get there. But ask players, they'll help you if you haven't been there. Let me see now, where were we? Um, okay, so let me get this. And go back to harvest. I do like the idea of making harvest a pot template. In fact, want to do a whole bunch of new pot templates. So what I was starting to say was, some of you guys will remember that the last content release that we had, I was supposed to put out a a new thing, a new type of basement, which would be a pocket universe, is what we call it. It's basically a small kind of mini pot-esque, Clair on Town-esque um, type of zone. So basically, you'd go into the basement instead of being in an actual like a room, an underground basement. You'll actually appear in let's say like a field or a mountain setting or something like that. Um, am mine is my voice not coming through?
I hear you, but I don't know if I count.
You should.
Well, I'm
Oh, okay.
listening
Claire
to the
says I'm
other one.
fine. Okay. So, move that up a little bit. Basically, I ran into some problems trying to implement that. So, and they're not impossible to work around. So I'm trying to figure that out. And one of the things that we also need to figure out that are similar to this situation is to how to make new pot templates. There's some knowledge that has been lost. Uh, I'd have to either locate one of the devs who hasn't worked on the project in a very long time, because the pot templates came out, geez, but that was like 2016, 2015, 2015, I think, is when all the initial pot templates were made. Um, and nobody's made new pot templates since then, and I can't find any documentation on how that was done. So basically, it's taking like say Harvest and uh, converting it into, we would copy Harvest, give it a new name, and then convert
Delete
it.
all the lots. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then convert it into a POT, and that's the magic that's kind of missing. Uh, the and it's not too I mean, it's not too long ago because the fishing expedition scene was successfully made into a pot. So we just need to figure out what we lost when we made Castle Atos. Castle Atos is technically a pot, but it's not set up all the way. So there's one step that's missing, and the thing is, once we do figure that out, then Castle Atos will be able to be fixed, per se, because technically it's broken right now.
Yeah,
And
technically there isn't actually a reason for it to be a pot.
right.
Chris had requested that because he wanted to build a dungeon under it.
Mm, yeah.
So if he's not going to do that, we could just not have it flagged as a pot.
Well, we could build a dungeon underneath it without it being a pot too, so that's an interesting one. Um, but I was actually hoping to get it to be the point, get it to the point where it could be a pot, because then we could do some extra things in there, have some more events and things along those lines. Where, like for instance, the stuff that I'm putting in the decoration station, I could actually put those out, um, like in an area outside the walls or something, you know, um, on pot. pot land and stuff. So I could think of a few different reasons and interesting benefits to making that work completely as a pot with a governor and everything. So, but nonetheless, that's what's the holdup
Either
there.
way,
Yeah,
as long as it gets out of its halfway state.
yeah, one way or the other, it needs to be something. So, um, yeah, so that's more stuff that I got to work on. So I'm gonna make fall trees and um, pocket universes. I'm gonna work on the pot thing, and oh geez, there was something else I was gonna work on this month as well. I know there's some internal stuff. There's always internal stuff. That's the other problem. But anyway, with all that said, where were we? Do 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 do. Okay. Yeah. So we're getting ready. We're getting close to the point where we need to do our drawing for the prizing. So if you have not yet uh, said the phrase, what was it, Hearth and Harvest in game, and that could be any type of chat. So you could whisper it, say it to universe, say it to zone, local, guild, whatever you want, and that'll enter you into the drawing. And or if you like, you could go up to the website and be really nice to us and purchase some kodos or expand your bank inventory, and that will also enter you into the drawing.
Character slot.
Yeah, there you go, an additional character slot.
That can be fun. Some people like to have different characters on different accounts. Some people like them all on the same account. They both have their advantages and disadvantages.
Right. Exactly. Okay, so let's see. As I'm going to start prepping for the prizing, and I guess what we could do is shift over to some Q&A here. See what we got. Do do. All right. Um, okay, good. All right, I'm all set for the prizing. We got 2 more minutes, and I'll run the prizes then.
I can do a quick answer for an Ask a Dev I see here.
Sure, go for it.
Pop Lancer Main asked on August 20th, when will we be able to apply patterns to the Warlock chain? And the answer to that is right now you can't see a necklace, so there's nothing to pattern. The only necklace that has any visual appearance is the Heart of Sorrows, and those are VFX, not an actual 3D model. So theoretically, at some point, we could make a model of a necklace that wouldn't show on the paper doll, but would be placeable as deco, and then perhaps you could have a necklace, including a warlock chain, that you could place as deco, but you're still not going to see it on your paper doll.
Yep. That's one of the things. The items are so small when like equipped. The decision was made very early on not to make the
To make it visible.
yeah.
Yeah, and that would also probably have huge sorting problems with various different chess pieces.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Display when she says sorting, display, what's on top of each other and chopping into, you know, chopping into the graphics of the other item, things like that. So, um, belts are belts also not displayable on
Belts are not displayable
same way.
or
Yep.
placeable as deco, the same thing.
Yep. Same situation. I thought so. I just wasn't sure.
Or rings. A little ring in a box would actually be a nice display piece.
Yes, and actually that's planned. Shh. Yeah, there's something else that requires us to make a ring in game because it was somebody promised that.
Yeah.
So
We we don't want to make a bunch of really tiny objects, so we would not just do a loose ring.
right,
Display
exactly.
boxes is the way to go for that sort of thing.
Yep, exactly. So I think we've been talking about there might be an individual ring box that'll have the ring in it, and or like a display thing, kind of like a jewelry cabinet or something along those lines. No ETA as to when that'll happen, but what I have in my head is that it would operate something in the same way as the geez, now I'm losing what I for some reason the fish tanks are coming to mind, but wasn't there something else that we have that where you put the things in and then they show up, or is it just the fish
Mannequin?
tanks right now? Yeah,
Mannequin.
mannequin. Yeah, exactly. So it worked that way, where you would open up the thing and then throw the items into it, and then they'll appear inside the main item. So when we do it, I think that's what we're probably going to end up doing. I have lots of ideas. All right, so let me see. I see in Twitch chat somebody was asking about XP, and basically, I think it's a question about increasing the XP per kill or something along those lines, right? Is there going to be an increase in XP earn potential? And he's citing what he's did with an offline character and how much XP he's given that offline character, and he still has loads of skills yet to train. Well, of course, I mean, the eternal hope would be that the game will keep on adding skills and stuff, skill trees and features and stuff like that that use XP down the road. So you'll never really have enough XP to, you know, um, to get all the skills quickly. That's not the intention of character progression in the game. However, that's what we do have a overarching project, I think is the right term, uh, about to address balance, and that's being looked at. But I can't say that anything would happen with it anytime soon, and or if we will determine that anything needs to change. So right now we are auditing stuff, and when we get to that point when we're going to start looking at things, we will make sure the community is aware of it. But I wouldn't worry about that. It's definitely not this year, and um, you know, maybe next year is when we'll start talking about that type of stuff. We're in research mode for all that, collecting a lot of data. That the game's first 5 years, 6 years of development were a marathon race, and there was not a lot of documentation left behind. So we're kind of going back in, digging through everything, and documenting all the stuff, so that way we can look at it, chart it out. And I can tell you that there have been a number of migraines gotten already for this, and a lot of liquor consumed while uh, the analysis and data acquisition is being done. So, all right. So let's see what else we got here. Was there another question? Yeah. So yeah, I see what you guys are saying there about the better XP paying monsters and better XP higher tiers. So again, we talked about this several months ago, but yeah, I mean, everything's on the tables, including this came up just recently as well, adding hard and extreme versions of zones and adjusting, monsters. I don't think we'll be adding higher tiers of mobs because then that would be a never-ending, thing. Uh, so it's really a matter of adjusting stuff, and then there's other mechanics in the game that need to be adjusted as well as the way that wave battles are done, things along those lines. So I've had discussions with this stuff with the team about this stuff with the team. and specifically Keith and I had been talking a lot about what things we would change to allow the game to be more dynamic uh, against players as the players rise in ranks, and then that way the game would still be a challenge. So we have ideas for this stuff, but none of it is none of it's a light switch. We can't just go and say, oh yeah, all right, next month we'll do this, and boom. So there's a lot involved to make that stuff done, and addressing the balance issues or balance question is the first stage in that. So. Okay, so what else do we have? Oh, I got to, all right, I'm running prizenings. We have a little rule internally. Every time somebody brings up when is that double XP going to happen, puts off double XP for another month. Currently, we are in March of 2027. So, sorry you feel that way, Gabs. Yeah, no, again, there's a lot of stuff. Power hours included, and we have to look at like double XP. People got used to double XP happening a little bit too often, and double XP is really technically a band-aid. It's to fix the fact that um, or to address the fact that there were issues with um, uh, you know mob XP levels and things along those lines, which actually had been corrected, and now double XP is kind of thrown out there as like a bonus thing. But the goal is to get the game to a point where we don't need to have double XP at all, and that everybody feels that they're progressing at an appropriate rate. So it's all balls into that big balance and expansion and everything like that. And of course, as I said earlier, we have a very small team. So, the skills are here, the ideas and the methods and the goals are all present. The thing is that we don't have enough people to do it all in a month, right? Or 2 months or 3 months. So, the more income that we could generate for the game, then the more we could invest into the game and get everything on the course that we want to get it into. Of course, getting enough money in at this point um, to start up marketing would definitely be a great idea. So that's where we are at this point. Okay, I think did that pop? No, it didn't. Another one.
The watch job never finishes.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
7 seconds left.
yeah, it's I don't know what the hell it does it, but there's a whole bunch of stuff I'd love to rewrite. Pricing script is one of them. Not that there's anything really wrong with it. I mean, apart from the fact that you could get a duplicate person in the same live stream, but that's a double-edged sword. That might be a good thing, could be a bad thing. So far, it hasn't really been that horrible.
Okay, Conjure a Dragon talks about a player placeable tightrope, like the one that's up on the Cliffs of Harvest.
Hmm.
And there's a problem with this and for things like bridges for pots, and that is that we can't have a piece of deco that is requiring two surfaces to place. One part on one end and one part on the other. You could have a tightrope and you could have it sticking out into midair because we can't say that there needs to be another piece on the other end.
Right. Yeah, that would be new tech. Something would have to be there for that. Merrick Dragon said that it turned on double XP and never turned it off. Technically, that's correct in a way. That's the XP was adjusted, um, and so we are already into XP, and I think there are other players out there like Flair. I think is one of them would be able to better explain all that. That we're even more than double the XP. I think we're triple or something at this point. But this is one of the drawbacks of actually being in the game and playing the game throughout the development leading up to the actual release of the game. So everybody sees this XP, and the XP has actually been doubled and we'll just say increased a number of times throughout that development period. Um, and I can't say whether or not the XP needs to be globally boosted. It might just be in certain places and certain mobs that it's insufficient. Same thing with loot, obviously. So again, that's where balance. That's why we have a balance project going on, so we can figure all that out. Well, again, all right. So, Nerd versus Jim is asking about damage that pets can do versus magic nerfs and things along those lines. And again, this is all part of that whole thing. So we have to collect all the data, and once we have the data, we'll be able to actually chart it out and look at it on paper and say, whether or not there's an issue there, and make adjustments. So it wouldn't be like a nerf being undone, but there might be some adjustments being made to things to balance it out where it's more fair, I guess is probably a way to say it. And just to repeat that we're definitely just in data collection mode, so we're not making any changes. And earlier, somebody had mentioned something about stealth nerfs. We don't do stealth nerfs. If something happens, it's going to be in the patch notes. So we have not been nerfing drops. We don't mess around with the RNG or anything like that behind the scenes without saying if there was something going on, we would tell you. So just keep that in mind. Um, okay, so is this thing now stuck? I guess it's stuck. Geez, just to get a prize out.
I see one of them went, but not the other.
Yeah, so I'm redoing that. Okay, there's the second one. Okie dokie. All right, so we have our prizes, and I wanted to. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll do it this way. All right, do you want to split the read off here?
Sure.
Which one would you like?
The Fountain Palm Tree 6-pack? I thought you made that a 3-pack.
Oh, yeah, no, I did. Oh, I never submitted the change. So,
Change.
yeah.
Yep,
So,
it's a 3-pack in the store. It's a 3-pack.
yeah, that's a
Yep.
3-pack. So that's the mount that's a potted yeah, potted fountain palm tree 3-pack. So, that goes to Shawnee Dethartis and Alibu Lionheart,
And an ornate diable umbrella,
which goes to Ian Berry and Irish Eyes.
who will undoubtedly dye it green, which will look really nice. A large red thorn flower goes to
Siege and Michael and Zif Naturia.
Oh, that's nice. That's a recent returnee. Eternal Pattern Prison Cage Dungeon Entrance.
That goes to Morkin and Smegatron.
And the big one, the Viking Village Inn, goes to
Yathek Dethartis and Cetos the Second. Hopefully I didn't mangle that too bad. So. Congratulations to all the winners. All right, let's take a quick look at the Ask a Devs and see if there's anything else we can answer in here. It's just scanning down a little bit. So, okay. So far, a lot of these Ask a Devs are actually answered in game, or just to say also, about once a quarter, maybe a little bit longer than that. I go up onto the forums and I throw up all the Ask-A-Devs that have been asked, and the valid Ask-A-Devs, I should say, that have been asked, and the answers to them in the forums as well. So that one there. So one of the things I'm noticing, and we always notice, is that a lot of the Ask a Devs are really wish list requests. So if you're asking for an item, if you're asking for something that's not in the game yet, or if you're asking for something to work differently than it is expected to work, that is a wish list. I mean, if you put it in as an Ask a Dev, you're probably not going to get an answer from us. So the best way to do that is to put it up as a wish list item in the forums.
Which do actually get looked at and go into game occasionally. In fact, the Diable Umbrellas was a wish list request.
Yep, that's right. All right, so place anywhere water deeds. Those are actually restricted to founder level pledges. So those are protected ones, and they're not on the upgrade chart. That's why that's there. So right now, you could upgrade a deed all the way from non-tradable row lot, which is what you get for completing the
On
quests
outskirts.
in that
Yeah.
in the outskirts. You could upgrade that deed all the way up to a POT Castle Water Lot deed. So there's some extra work that we've been wanting to get done for a long time, actually, and that's to create a way for the POT governors and stewards to place one of those dedicated water lots out in, like, if you had the POT that has the bay or whatever, it has a little dock and it has the stone on it. So we're looking for a way to do that. That's also on the pending list of things to do. But getting water lot deeds that would be placed anywhere, in other words, placeable in places like Brittany Central or anywhere else where there are actual water lots in NPC towns, those are actually restricted to the founder pledges. And those deeds are out there, and players can sell them and trade them between them. Worm farming. That's cute.
That's actually not a terrible idea. I mean, you could do this storehouse container tech and have people turn in all their vegetable scraps and give them worms.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Ziff Naturia, yeah, was asking, what are our thoughts about releasing old store assets in to crafting assets in the game? So basically saying that, stuff that's in the Crown Store, and converting them into things that we crafted into the game. Uh, that would require some statistical analysis to see what's in the store that maybe isn't selling, things along those lines. but not completely opposed to it. But obviously, once something is in the store, it's kind of hard to say, oh yeah, now you could craft it. And then anybody who's spent kodos on it would probably not be happy about that. So again,
We when we put something in the store, we do generally try to make sure that you don't have to pay for the function. So, like, there are mailboxes in store, but you can craft a mailbox, things like that. It may look different, but it has the same function.
exactly. All right, Stymie is asking, can we get the taming suit finished by adding the pants? Only piece missing. Um, is there
Uh,
not?
there are there are taming artifacts for all the other slots, yes.
Ah, okay.
On
All right.
the other hand, I would be hesitant to do anything to give tamers another artifact that would make them even more effective without looking at the balance situation.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, well, I think we're all caught up here. I don't see any other items that need to be discussed at this point. So as I said, we are continuing on. Things going a little bit slower than they have been in the past because we've, lost a lot of devs and the team is now small. Um, uh, if you guys have any more ideas for raising cash, let me know. Um, and the web store is definitely on my radar. I want to get that done. That's I got a couple of things there. I have to work out the API access, and it's an internal API access for me to be able to access that and change bulk prices on the fly. And otherwise, we have to go into a web interface and change each item at a time. Not to mention that there are thousands of items up there, so we have to clean that up and adjust all those prices, get that all ready. In addition to the fact, if we really want to do this, then I have to go back to, geez, when did we stop that web store? Like in 2017?
Yeah, there's been years and years of updates to the in-game Crown Store that have not been copied over to the web. So that
Right.
would be quite a lot of work.
Exactly. Yeah. So all those items have to be cataloged, and then offer codes have to be created for them. And so that way, when you buy it on the web, the offer code is what delivers it to your account. Um, the neat thing is, what I like, is that if you buy it on the web store, then it'll actually show up on your account page when you go into the web page, and it'll show it to you there, as opposed to things that you buy in the Crown Store. That's To me, it's kind of like I like that. I don't know. It's weird about that. Like seeing those things in there. Yeah, there's a lot of work to do. And trust me, I didn't realize how much of a big project that was going to be to clean up that store and go live with that. I really wanted, geez, it was I wanted to get it done for the anniversary, for the 10th anniversary, and it's daunting. It's now that the subscriptions are up and running, I have other back-end stuff that I have to pay attention to, and one of those things is to be able to get in there and start pulling that data and um, being able to update the store items through scripting. So, all right. Do, do, do. All right.
Treasure Pile has a good point.
What's that?
If you buy something through the web store, then you can claim it offline as well.
Yes, that's
You
true.
can.
Mhm.
Although crown items are pretty easy to get offline. They drop like candy. The crowns sell on merchants, and the crown store is still there. So
Right. Yep. Yeah, I I guess I mean, this is kind of an internal ponderance, right? But I mean, there's that setting for whether or not it's available on an offline merchant, which we generally will do that for the Crown Shop stuff. Say it's available on offline merchant, but I don't know if an additional step of having a loot table for it has to be set up, or if that by itself makes it so that way you could go and buy it from a merchant. So um, I never actually paid attention to that close enough to know. So anyway, with all that said, I think we are good. Let me see what else I got here. This is what I want to check here. Okay, yep, that's it. And um, yeah, it's two drawings per hour, and we're really wrapping this up now, so we're not going into a second hour at this point. But if
And
we go ahead,
no one else is streaming right now, so there's no one that we can raid.
yep, yeah, exactly. So guys, you gotta start streaming, get some visibility on the game, and then we'll raid you.
Yep.
All right. So, with all that said, thanks for joining us for this stream. And I'm trying to get ahead of some of my task lists here. And if I can get to that point, then I will do more streams during the month. Right now, I can only commit to the one stream a month, but I will try my best to increase that number and do some actual dev work streams showing you guys what I'm doing. Some of them are gonna, well, to me, some of them are boring, but maybe good conversation, maybe, right? I got a lot of things like we found, geez, what was like 40 different fireworks that were in the game that don't weren't working and or slash were never given to the players. So I'm going
Right.
through
Or
fixing
a whole
those.
set of another set of colors that weren't finished.
Yep. Yeah, so that they all have to be fixed, and I'm halfway through fixing those. And then once they're all done, they'll get thrown into the Crown Store as well. And so I mean, there's a lot of time-consuming stuff. Fireworks, anything to do with fireworks takes hours. It's a lot of little tweaking settings and stuff for the multiple colors and explosions and smoke and
Yeah.
what a pain in the neck.
I
But
encountered the same thing. This is my first real month working with dyeable stuff, and oh my goodness, one pixel at a time.
yeah, you know what? Let's do one more prizing since we just decided to keep talking for a little bit here, and then we'll wrap it up. But yeah, so there's a lot of stupid things that go on, but I suppose that that probably could make a good stream anyway. Gonna have a conversation while I'm doing stuff. So we'll see what I could do about getting some time to do that. All right. So we got our last. I promise this is the last. Well, sorry, this is the last prizing for the day. Um, and yeah, so put this note.
No, you can't keep us talking. You can't have another glass of water. We're not going to read you a story. There's nothing under your bed. Okay, so the fountain palm tree potted 3-pack goes to.
That goes to uh, in his set in his school inch.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Ornate dyeable umbrella.
Morgan, two-time winner.
Woohoo! Large red thorn flower.
Dugan Redhammer,
Eternal pattern prison cage dungeon entrance.
Henry X,
And the Viking Village Inn.
Raven the Dead. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you once again for joining us on the Release 129 live stream update. So if I don't talk to you guys between now and Release 130, then we'll see you then. And just to note that on release day, when we do release 130, which will be, and I'm stalling right now to get to that, it will be September 26th at 8 a.m. on September 26th Central Time. I will be in Discord live in the events voice channel, playing music and updating everybody as the update progresses. So you'll get step-by-step process updates, pretty much.
Guys, there are fish in Blood Bay. You just have to search very hard to find them.
Thanks, Treasure. Appreciate that. Actually, after this stream got this month's update session got a lot of comments in Discord saying it was good music this time. So definitely, it's a little kind of eclectic mix of stuff and weird stuff. So definitely cool. All right, guys. With all that said, we're gonna get going. So see you later. Have a nice day.
Good night.